Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is invertedjokerr, and welcome back. So, if you caught my previous upload with Lethal Ramz, we made a bomb strat on Clubhouse, and when I was rendering the video, it rendered just fine, but for whatever reason, it broke it up into two parts, and the second part that we did, for whatever reason, came out just standard definition. It wasn't high definition, so I apologize for that. But if you guys want to bear through the rest of this video, go ahead, drop a like, and until next time, my name is invertedjokerr, and I'm signing out. Do you think that we should move on to the next objective, or do you think this is pretty much thoroughly covered?
I think that bar is a very complex bomb site to defend. So I think we could go over some more of it because there is so much more that goes into this bomb site than that just because it's a typically picked bomb site on this map, but there's so many different things that can occur here that you don't normally see on other bomb sites. Just because it's two sides, you never know where the push is going to come from. And then once it starts coming, everyone rotates and leaves the other bomb or other side of the map completely bare. So it's one of those sites where you literally just spread out at the start, and then you kind of converge to whichever side it is at the end. I'm trying to think what else really needs to be covered. This is another common rotate spot where you open up these two doors. I wouldn't recommend opening up these two doors at the beginning of the round, but throughout the round, most likely these doors will get shot out, and if you can somehow have somebody rotate over here, you can watch the doorway from right here in this corner. It's very difficult for them to know that you're right here. Not only that, you can run through and kill somebody, right there. You never know. Having somebody unexpectedly come through a doorway that you think is secured is always going to catch people off guard. So, other than that...
Right, and it's just another variable, because if they see that quite possibly someone could come through here, like you said, if you're rotating late game, and these are already shot out, they're worried about the person above. So, say that's Pulse, there's only two people on B site, one dies from a plant, and he knows that the last person is out towards this doorway. If he has no other choice but to come in here, your pulse can either circle stairs or continue pulsing him, and then whoever is rotating from back here, say it be Jaeger, that's two angles that guy number 2 over here has to worry about. Or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, because you always have to remember that this is open too. So with that being open, whoever's over here has... It's a very complicated angle to hold on offense because you never know if a guy's going to be right here coming out on you. You never know if a guy's going to be out here somewhere in the bar popping shots off at you. And at late round, like you're saying, you never know if somebody is literally right above you, pulsing you, or if someone's coming through this doorway. Or even this doorway once you get in here and you're trying to plant the bomb. Like right here, when I'm looking to the left here, I'm exposed from two different angles, not including up top, which I can't get shot from up top here, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Like you're really exposing yourself trying to plant here, and that's why people typically try to plant over on the other side by the pool table, because there's not as many angles to really worry about because you're protected by this half wall right here.
Yeah, when you are planting that half wall, there's no way they're seeing your head over that over that half wall, and there literally is way less angles you have to worry about, because you got to remember, like, you got this door to worry about, you got stairs, you got the hatch, but generally if you can make it in behind the pool table, you can get a plan off if you have your team, like, really hawking you, like watching over you.
Yeah, so you've got your player positioning. I talked about pulse up in the cash room. You want somebody with a shotgun, Valkyrie or Smoke or somebody over here in B. You got Jaeger sitting by the garage wall just because he's quick, he can rotate. You have Rook sitting in here just kind of with using his ACOG to kind of rotate around. So something that I like to do is if I know they're pushing stock and I'm safe over here, this window's not shot out, I'll just take Rook and I'll come over here to the half wall and look like this at this angle, because they're not going to see you. Even with an ACOG, it's going to be very difficult for them to see you all the way from over here, and you'll see them with just as much difficulty, but you're safer. You're much safer than them. The other thing is,
I'm gonna run over here and show them that angle really quickly.
Yeah, so you want to be there.
Yeah, so from here.
Yeah, let me take out an ACOG so you see what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not going to be doing a ton of damage here, but just even like getting like a couple little pop shots off here and there. Like, I'm trying to miss them. I'm not trying to hit them, but just like they'll see those shots and be like, holy crap, where are those coming from?
The only reason I even know where you are is because of, you know, your name tag. But if I'm an attacker, I can't even see your head. I can barely see the top of your head.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, this position is only safe if this window is closed. That's why I say bar is it's very intuitive and very complicated in the way you have to defend it. And it takes forever to understand these angles sometimes, because even while you're here, you're still exposed to the bottom staircase and this kitchen door. Like, this is what I'm talking about people being spread thin. If you have Rook in here, you have Smoke or Valkyrie in here, you got Jaeger in there, and Pulse up in the cash room. That's pretty much everybody accounted for. And you don't always have somebody over here in the strip club, because even if you try to have someone sit in the strip club, all they have to do is blow up one of these walls, and now you're at a huge disadvantage, because this is the only safe spot to sit in here otherwise. So like, you're trying to head glitch and look in all sorts of different directions, and it's just not going to work. Especially, they can just wallbang you. Even if you're hiding here, they can still wallbang you. So it's like, you know, once you get pushed out of strip club and you're in the bar, your team has to seriously know what they're doing to defend this effectively, or you just spawn kill. And that's a whole nother like video topic on when it comes to this map, is spawn killing. So, you know.
Definitely, and this is one of the objectives, you know, downstairs, like with church, that is, generally speaking, an objective that you can actually rely on strategy, but up here, you rely on strategy, but you also rely on individual player skill a lot more, rather than just solely your strategy when you're defending this objective.
Yeah, because there's so many unreinforceable openings and so many different ways for them to blow into the area, once it turns into like a 3v2 and you're on defense, you have to seriously understand like what is going on and where players are and what the angles are to be watching. Because even like here, you can lay down right here next to these stairs, but that's really only to watch the door on the left. If somebody just knows where you are, they come right in here and just blow your brains out. Like you're not quickly like swapping to kill this guy. Like it's just not possible. You just never know where they're gonna come from sometimes, and that's where, like he's talking about, game sense comes into huge effect, especially on this bomb site. And I'd say it affects this bomb site more than any other bomb site in the game, potentially. Just because this is one bomb site that if it was on any other map, you'd be like, oh, I'm not picking this bomb site, I'm going to the other two reliable ones. Well, this is one of the two reliable ones for this map, but it's 100% nowhere near as reliable as downstairs. It's just ridiculous how, like, it's a coin flip, really. We always talk about it. We laugh about this bomb site in Pro League and say that this that this bomb site is a coin flip. If you can win, if it's all about this map is all about who can win on defense in the bar, because that team's most likely going to win the match.
Definitely. All right, so really quickly to kick this bomb site off. Next round, do you want to grab Valkyrie and go over some potential cam spots on this objective with Valkyrie? I mean, generally, are you going to have cameras outside overlooking, you know, stock room, or are your cameras going to be more focused towards stairs and other entry points?
For this one, it's really going to come down to team preference, and I hate to be so vague with that, but I'll throw a couple cams that follow the same kind of tactics that I was explaining before about making the enemy turn around to look for a cam. So just throwing a cam right here. That's one good cam. And then you want to come into the garage and you want to throw a cam preferably up here. That's a good cam. Obviously, if someone's looking for it, they'll see it. But back here, I'm back here, and like I'm trying to look for it. And
well, I mean, you also have to remember, once again, it's a coin flip on how this objective is going to be defended on this map. So if you're an attacker and you actually do breach into garage, whether you're coming from this garage door or you're coming from this door, You're walking in, you're not worried about looking for cameras, even if somehow you get spotted or they decide to spot you. You're more worried about this door and that wall, because once again, that's a fucking coin flip. You don't know if maybe they have cash room blown out so they can rotate if there's a heavy garage push along with pushing into stock room. You just don't know. So your last little idea in your head is worrying about that second camera up there.
Yeah, and then the other spot, because we've talked about, you know, I'm not going to throw the cam out there, but, like, you can open this door and throw a cam out there if you're worried about a guy out here, you know, and you want to get the jump on him a little bit. You see him on the cam, you're like, all right, I'm just going to shoot him real quick and come back. The other cam, now this cam is very easily taken out, especially if a drone sees you do it. But this is a strip club cam that you'll see a lot of people use. You throw it. Oops. It definitely wasn't supposed to go right on top of that. It's really supposed to go on this ball. The ball that the stripper pole is connected to, it's supposed to go on that.
It literally looks just like the Valkyrie camera.
Yeah, it looks very similar to the Valkyrie camera. So you're kind of just banking on the enemy team kind of coming in here. And, because see, like, from here, it already has a blue light on it. So if you throw an actual Valkyrie cam on there, they might just think, oh, that's the normal blue light, you know, from the stripper pole, and not even think twice about it, and then you can see the entire room. But that's just, like I said, that's just the gist of, you know, where to throw a cam. There's obviously, like, if your team stacks up to where you don't have people, you know, on this side in the kitchen area or upstairs, you definitely want to throw a cam somewhere over here. Because like I said, this bomb site's very volatile, and you never know how it's really going to go. But you definitely, one thing I forgot to mention that I wanted to, you definitely want smoke to sit here. And this is another good spot for smoke. And if you're an attacking operator and you pick off smoke here before he uses any of his smokes, and like at the early round, like, you have a very good chance of winning here. But on offense, you already had a good chance of winning here. So what I'm trying to get at is that smoke is a very important operator for this defensible.
Definitely, because if I'm sitting right here, I'm protected by that wall, especially if I crouch and I know I don't have anybody to worry about at stock room. Literally, all I'm gonna do for the last part of the game, I'm tossing smokes over this wall, and I'm just denying that plant. That's all I'm doing is I'm playing to deny plant and entry.
Yeah, you can even come to here, this spot, and throw a smoke into this corner. Like, from here, you're only exposed from the staircase and the front door area. And maybe the stock room if they've got a weird angle in there and they're for some reason in there and not trying to plant. But the key to winning this defense is identifying where the plant is trying to go down, and then stalling for the amount of time for them to try to plant the bomb, and then throwing smokes and peeking and killing the planter. That's literally, like, the best way to play this bomb site, is not to try to hold an angle and, like, you know, prevent entry, but just to prevent the plant, because it's so exposed. The planting on both sides are so exposed. That's the only defensible advantage that there is to playing on this map. This is actually another
not only
spot
that, people
is like on top of
really
this
quickly,
here.
people generally when you think about people that think about good players, I know that it's like a mouthful to say, is they think about their ability to, you know, like, really quickly, like, pop somebody in the head, like their slaying ability. But generally, especially with bomb sites like this, and when you're playing at a higher level, generally the most standout players are the ones that are literally doing anything and everything that they can, especially, once again, on bomb sites like this, to stay alive, because that is so important, especially late round and late game, because, you know, generally, like we said before, you're gonna have a pull plant. But especially if you have, like, a good smoke or someone that can stay alive over here and has the ability to deny entry or deny plant, you're almost golden. I'm not gonna say golden because once again it's always a coin toss, but generally if you can stay alive, you have an amazing advantage of actually taking this bomb site.
Yeah, I want to caveat off of that, and when it comes to the staying alive, what you were talking about, I think this bomb site is one of the most important bomb sites to you have to keep an even player count on both teams. Like, your best,
right.
if you go down to a 3v5 and there's still like 2.5 minutes left, and you're screwed. Like, on defense, you're screwed, because like say they are planting at the pool table, and you and your two other teammates do have the correct angles to prevent them from planting, but because it's a 3v5, you can't effectively watch your back. All it takes is one or two people.
They have people that they can just send over here.
Yeah, all it takes is all they have to do is send the 2 extra guys that they have somewhere over here into, this angle, or even coming into the stock room and looking through the kill holes that you made that you might not even be paying attention to, and now you're screwed. Like, that's it. That's how easy it is to lose this bomb site. So it's super important to play very passive, not to peek, and to, play very safe and try to stay alive as long as you can on this bomb site.
Right. And not only that, like you said before, the holes, and I'm just gonna caveat off of that again. The holes that you make go both ways. So if they're up 5v2, they have expendable people. They can send 3 people if they want to around this way. Because especially if they do, like, you got one at front door, he's watching here, you got one in stock, and then maybe one that comes around the stairs. Like, 2 people aren't good. There's no way in hell, especially when you're already worried about the 2 people that are up on pool table. You have comms going off in your ear from your teammates. Like, it's so damn loud. On top of that, you have to think about what you're doing, and then now you have 3 guys back here. You're fucked.
That once again comes back to having a good Valkyrie in your cam placements, because in that particular situation that we're talking about, if they are trying to plant pool table, the 2 cameras that I set up on the other side of the map could come in huge. Would be a complete game changer, because once they start flanking, and if you have people watching the cams, you're at least a little bit, at least they're coming there. You're not gonna win the gunfights necessarily, but at least they're coming and you can try to prepare for it.
And I'll tell you what we'll do. How about this, Ramz? If everybody that has watched this actually likes it, maybe we can continue on and do an actual series. Indeed, like watching this video, you can find Lethal where? Ramz, where is your Twitch? What's your Twitch, and what is your YouTube?
I'm just gonna give you my Twitch for now, because my Twitch is runaroundman123, and the only reason I don't have a YouTube right now is because I need to remake the one that I have. It's not titled or affiliated anyway with what I want it to represent, so I'm gonna change it upcoming, and I will, put on my Twitch when I do change it. And I also have a Twitter that's lethal_Ramz, just like my name is spelled here on the screen in front of you. And if you want to find me or any updates or anything that I'm doing, you can look on there. And you can also find me, like I said, on Twitch, because I do stream pretty regularly. And any follows and support is always really appreciated.
And definitely, guys, go follow him. And if you do have any questions, like, say there is something that we talked about here that didn't make any sense at all to you, you can go into chat, and Ramz is one of the coolest guys you'll ever talk to, especially on Twitch. He could have 14,000 viewers right now, and I'm sure somehow he'd find a way to either A, have someone help you, or he would help you out. So please, just for me even, go follow Ramz. He's an amazing guy. And if you do have Xbox, you can also add him on Xbox. And yeah, guys, so until next time, my name's invertedjokerr, and I'm signing out.